Hi guys, my name is Tomcat and welcome to a unboxing video, which I don't do very often, but I recently received something from my friends over at Thrustmaster, which is really going to help out my wheel videos because I don't actually use a sim rig or like a rig base or anything like that. I just have my wheel up on my desk. So what I needed for that was basically I needed a solution to where I could mount an e-brake up there and mount a shifter up there without having to sacrifice a bunch of other things. So they sent me over their racing clamp, and what we're going to be doing is we're actually going to be unboxing it. We're going to be taking a look at it because it looks like it's going to be super strong and really beefy, but I want to see for myself and I want to show you guys what it actually looks like taking it out of the box. So without any further ado, let's jump right into it. So here's the box for the racing clamp itself. And here is my handbrake, and as you can see, if you've never seen one of these before, basically you have your connection cable here, you have the handbrake itself here, and you have your switch to switch between sequential gearbox mode and handbrake mode. And then all of this stuff is adjustable. So let's go ahead and take this guy out of the box and see what it looks like. It looks really, really tough, really strong, and it should be an easy mounting solution for me. So let's go ahead and get out of the box. We're almost there. We've got instructions and little books right here. I'm gonna set that over to the side. We've got some hardware right here, which looks like it's got an Allen key in there, which I probably won't use. I'll probably use my own Allen keys, but it's nice that they supply one. So I'll put the hardware over there. And then now we can go ahead and lift that styrofoam out, throw it over there. And this is the clamp itself, which, by the way, let me just say that is ridiculously, like, that is a really beefy clamp. I mean, that's my hand, and like my hands are fairly large, and that's my hand on top of this clamp. Look at that. That is insane. And it's like, it's pretty heavy. Like, it feels heavy duty. It definitely doesn't feel like something that's gonna just, you know, slip off your desk. So let's go ahead and tear it out of here. I mean, it'll be a little tricky with one hand, but you can get it. There we go. And let's get this guy out as well. Set that over there. We'll get that out of the way, and then we can take a look at both of these pieces. So this thing is very, very, very large, and it's super beefy. Now it looks like if that's the size of the clamp, then it looks like that'll go on just about any desk, like just about anything that you could think of. And let's see, let's get inside this bag. Holy crap, I can actually kind of almost smell like, it smells like fresh paint on this thing. But God, that is one hell of a piece right there. Look at that. I mean, that is extremely tough looking, and it looks like, I mean, the tray is a little bit, wow. The tray looks a little bit maybe narrow compared to, not narrow, but thin compared to some of the other pieces, but it really, I mean, even that is very minor. And as you can see, it's very much so designed to fit that just about perfectly, because it literally slides right into the tray on the bottom. And as you can see down here, you've got your little holes that you would, I'm guessing, thread your bolts through. So that looks like it should be a really easy solution as far as mounting this guy here on a desk. So let's do a little bit of messing around with it and see what we can do. So I've just finished mounting up the handbrake, and it's actually really easy. So basically what you do is the clamp itself clamps onto the bottom of your desk with these two massive clamps down here, and this all basically sandwiches the clamp into the desk. And then this piece right here, so basically these Allen heads cause this tray to slide in and out, And then once you have this positioned where you want it, you can go underneath, which I'm not sure if you guys can see that or not, but there are 4 individual Allen heads that, basically Allen bolts, that we screwed into the bottom, which hold the handbrake itself in place. So this should be a big improvement and a really cool addition to the rig itself. I can't wait to give it a shot. Now, this was my very first time actually putting the handbrake to use after setting everything up for the first time. So the clamp itself, I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys right now, and you'll see in the video, the clamp is so solid, like no matter what. You can pull on the handbrake probably harder than you should, and it's still not going to move. It never, ever, ever showed any signs of moving around while I was using it this entire time, which is a really, really good thing, and that's probably because of the double clamp system underneath. Now, the actual handbrake itself also feels really, really nice to use. I mean, it's got a nice amount of spring to it, it's got a nice feel in your hand, and it actually feels pretty similar to pulling on a real handbrake, which is probably about the best compliment you can give it. Now, yes, I'm still getting used to it in the game, so that's why, you know, that's why a lot of these slides don't look great, but trust me, we'll get there. We'll get there. It's more of a process. You definitely have to practice in something like Dirt Rally 2.0 when you really first start using a handbrake with it. It definitely takes some getting used to. Now, I did also mess around with some drifting in Assetto Corsa, which I'm going to be doing some videos on very, very soon, because this thing makes Assetto Corsa drifting so much fun. So much fun. And I gotta be honest, that clamp is more solid on the desk than my wheel is. I mean, it clamps more solidly to the desk than the wheel does, which is, not only is it really good, but it actually kind of made me want some stronger clamps for the wheel itself. I mean, yes, the wheel clamps fairly okay, but the amount of force, the amount of clamping force that's on that clamp is just... it's just insane. It's ridiculous. Now, if you're looking for something that works well with rallying and with drifting, this is kind of that universal solution. And I also still have to mount up the shifter, like the H-pattern 6-speed shifter, but I also want to try the handbrake in sequential mode, because if you flip the switch, like I showed you guys earlier in the video, if you flip that switch, you can actually turn it into a sequential shifter, which is really, really cool because it's got that big, you know, beefy handle that feels a lot more like a real sequential shifter than, say, for example, putting the other cap on the H-pattern shifter so you can have a sequential shift. I mean, it kind of works, but it doesn't feel anywhere near as realistic as this thing does. It really is quite a cool piece of kit, and I really, really like having it in the setup. And I also, like I said before, Thrustmaster sent this stuff over, and I want to give them a big thank you for it, but I also want to say that everything I'm saying about it is just 100% opinions from me. They didn't tell me to say anything about it, so just to clear that up, get that out of the way, if anybody was concerned about that, no, not even close. These are my opinions 100%, and I would not be sharing it with you guys if I didn't 100% believe that it was just not only a high-quality piece of work, but also really, really fun to use. And this is where I really messed up, because I decided that handbraking in a straight line instead of handbraking and throwing the car around the corner was a good idea for some reason. Now, for some reason here, I don't know why, but I lost my flow really, really bad. I lost my rhythm, and it took me a minute to get back into it. There are a couple of spots up here where you can see that I just was not in my rhythm at all. And the thing is, a game like Dirt Rally 2.0 is so focused on your rhythm that if you get off of that rhythm for even like a little while, like even a split second, it's not good. And not only that, but you can also see that I've had a couple times where it's snapped back the other way, and that's probably because I'm still getting used to handbraking and sliding an all-wheel drive car versus handbraking and initiating in a rear-wheel drive car, because before I made this video, before I jumped on a Dirt Rally 2.0, I did a bunch of playing around on Assetto Corsa with my M3 drift car, and that may or may not have been a mistake, because
drifting a rear-wheel drive drift car on asphalt is completely different than sliding around in a rally car, an all-wheel drive rally car, on a loose surface. So you definitely have to readjust your brain and retrain your brain when you're doing these, doing these different things. But it is definitely something that that once you get in the flow of, oh my god, it's so much fun. It genuinely is so much fun. And this clamp honestly proves that you don't have to have like a rig in order to have a handbrake. You can have a handbrake on a desk. It works. It's not a big deal. I mean, it literally doesn't move around. It doesn't shake. I mean, just make sure you don't have a bunch of loose objects on the desk, and just make sure when you're playing Dirt Rally 2.0 that you don't hit trees and bust your radiator, because if you bust your radiator, you're in trouble. But if you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed this spotlight on the Thrustmaster Racing Clamp as well as their new handbrake, then make sure to click that like button. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys thought of it. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe for more, turn those notifications on, and I will see you guys next time. Talk to y'all later.